I honor those of you who are watching this video in an energy and attitude and mindset of benevolence here on YouTube at Blooming Light at Blooming's Tribe. And we're going to bypass a lot of intros for this discussion pertaining to TI, which is a targeted individual, folks who are being harassed and stalked by corrupt enterprises, along with corrupt estranged relatives and corrupt estranged exes and their people. Okay. A lot of folks, when you're dealing with sociopathy, and I'm going to advocate for folks to do your own due diligence and start to look into stuff for yourself. Study, learn, expand, be open, okay? And know that this is not just something for TV. It's not something that's just for the movies. It's not something that's just for famous people. It's not something that's just for the entertainment industry, politicians. That this is happening to regular, everyday Joe and Josephine Schmoes, okay? Once we can get a hold of that notion, it's going to make it a lot simpler and a lot easier to fathom that this stuff is happening to regular, ordinary people, okay, who may not fit the standards that you feel like they should fit to be qualified for somebody stalking on an organized criminal level. Now, when you hear the terms like karmic, whatever you need to understand the nature of their behavior, okay? Whatever you need. So these individuals are usually family members that have insecurities and jealousies and animosities and a lot of things that's built in that they're denying or hiding, okay? That they're pretending it doesn't exist. And so some of these folks end up getting in arenas and spaces and places that put them in situations to get access to folks who are a part of their dark practices. Okay. And they'll introduce them to this stuff, and then they will start to travel the world and the seven seas. Like I said, many going to the Caribbeans, all over, seemingly on vacation or seemingly getting surgeries done. Okay, because some of them, they get a lot of the cosmetic surgeries. So they'll travel to Mexico, they'll travel to the Caribbean, they'll travel to anywhere, okay, to get these surgeries. But what they're also doing while they're getting these surgeries and or while they're having these air quote vacations, they're also getting a hold of practitioners in these places. So what they have done to me and my son, as well as others, is they've traveled under the guise of I'm going on vacation, I'm going on a business trip. I'm going to get a surgery done. It's cheaper here. And while they're there, and what they did to me and my son is they took our stuff to root workers in these countries, in these spaces, in these places. And the root work that they had done, I'm going to tell you. Ooh. Oh, they never thought I'd find all that out, huh? Okay. Bear with me. And since the world is ignorant, colonized, They already knew that no one would believe it, especially if they call themselves to be a Christian. They grew up in some kind of Christian household. They knew that, you know, no one would believe it, even if it did come out, because, they got Black Jesus on the wall with the dreadlocks. While they traveling to the Caribbean to get root work done. Anywho, so I'm going somewhere because I have to paint the picture of why they do it and why they do it in the manner in which they do it. It's a slow game. I heard a content creator, he was talking about Haitian practitioners. And especially if they're corrupt in nature, whether they're corrupt or not, he was really talking about what is designed, some of the workings. Okay. So it's not immediate, because sometimes people think, okay, they travel over to the Caribbean, they send death. Okay. They conjure some weird shit, have the practitioner send some ghost, goblin, zombie, whatever, whatever, inferno. That mean the person is going to immediately die. That rarely happens. They attempt instant death rituals, but it's rare. It depends on who the being is. If the person is a karmic and their system is weak already, depend on their lifestyle and a lot of other factors, it very well might. And it may come in the form of an aneurysm. Oop, drop dead. So, check. They go and have them send death, and they have them to go to the crossroads, take the target. Okay, they take their information. To curse their health and their well-being while sending these various entities and works, poking on the dolls. I mean, most commonly known, but that's like 101. That's level grade 1. Okay, a doll bitch. You know. Okay, they do that as well. They did that to me and my son. Yes. Okay. Many have done that, by the way. We going somewhere today. I'm supposed to all the shit. But more than exposure, I'm doing something about it. I heard another practitioner talk about, okay, you expose somebody, so now what? Exactly. That's where I'm at in life. That's where I'm at now. Because, like, fuck that. Fuck exposure. Now what? Now what? Because obviously, when you're dealing with this kind of stuff, you're dealing with some pretty loopy people. Okay? Not all there. So, they sent death. And how this manifests is the target, the person seemed to look like they're having all sorts of misfortunes. I told you guys, I tracked it. When I go back in hindsight and retrospect, I tracked everything. That hoe, yeah, that's what she is. And not the fun and cool kind either. Okay, because I got respect for cool hoes. You know? Because should nobody be telling you about your life. If you wants to, you know what I'm saying? Nobody should be judging you, shit. Huh? I have respect for cool hoes. Yeah, gotta love it. Back to what I'm saying. They're all going down. You sign up for it, then you want to be dealt with. Now, back to what I'm saying. Attracted. I was saying I like cool hoes, right? I do like cool hoes. So I'm not a prude. And I have to say that because sometimes maybe I come off a certain way. And I'm really not like that at all. Can't have my life and my background and my experience and be uppity. Okay, I'm in no position for that. Okay, but the reason why I say "ho" in the language that I'm using is because they're trashy. They don't have no class. Okay, they're trashy. They don't have no sense of, some hoes even, some hoes even they got a cold, bitch. There's a level. You know, there's some shit you ain't gonna do. It's like, yeah, I won't be fucking my niece's nigga. Okay, I, I'm not gonna be sending one of my trashy hoe bag friends to fuck my niece's nigga. Uh, you know, it's there's decorum, and these hoes I'm referencing lack it, and they're the worst kind of whore because they're the kind who was a whore and pretend to not be. They're the ones who will screw anybody for if the price is right, or just out of their envy and insecurity and jealousy to attempt to hurt somebody and then go to church with you an hour later, shouting and running around the church 3 times, raising their hand, talking about God is good. I do not have any respect for those types of hoes because they're also hypocritical, and they'll be pointing fingers at people. Meanwhile, people who live in glass hole houses. Huh? Meanwhile, they're sitting there oblivious to they hold them, they whole ways and shit. Now, attracted. Me and my son started having more than our normal, right? Because everybody has life, okay? Stuff, okay? It became abnormal for no apparent reason, repetitively. This is what these root works look like. You'll start having issues with your skin, issues with your teeth. You'll be more tired than you normally are without having any preconditions. You have to take all these things into account. So for seemingly no reason. I watched my son go through a lot of that. I went through a lot of that myself, and even still. So I'm giving you all how this stuff plays out. They needed to look like a misfortune in an accident because they're sociopathic. They're needing it to look like that because they want to, it's a destiny swap attempt. Now, what's going to be fun about this is they can have the destiny that they're trying to swap, but they're about to find out some things about what they did that's going to crush them. It's like, you wanted a destiny swap, motherfucker. You done swapped with the false karmic Saturn fake template contracted bullshit, and you gonna be tortured. They tell people, be careful what you think you want, cause you might find out that the shit, bitch, ain't even, what you had thought, and that should come with now you gonna be the fucking sacrifice. How's that? Oh, they wanted the destiny. They wanted to be me. And now they get to be. And now they get to be. Fun. This is going to be fun. So anyway, that's why we need to stop. Humans need to stop coveting shit, bitch. We really need to grow up as a species of beings. We really need to to grow up. We be sitting back looking at shit. Ooh, how come that can't be me? I want that to be, ooh, make me look like her. Ooh, make her look like me. Ooh, here's a picture. Shika, shika, bang, bang. Watch it do my thing. Ooh. I want people, why? Grow up, humans. Come on. Come on. This is some tough talk for whoever hear it. Okay, come on. We don't be knowing what people done live, and we sitting there having our opinions, and you don't know what the fuck. Kind of crazy shit they didn't fucking live, being harvested 1,000 times over in this bullshit. You don't know. Even if you ain't even into that stuff, and you can't wrap your head around, even if you just look at whatever their current life is, we don't be knowing what kind of crazy shenanigans weirdos done to their ass their whole life. Ooh, I want that. Ooh, I think I deserve that. Ooh, let me hoover around their life like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Ooh, where are they going? Ooh, what are their interests? Ooh, what are they buying? Ooh, weak ass. Ooh. Ooh, so I can do it too. Oh, what program are they? Ooh, where are they going? Let's drive in circles and smoke our cigarettes. Let's do our hand signals. That's no longer working. They'll catch up. They start doing subconscious work. See, that's what terrifies the fuck out of them. It terrifies the fuck out of them, and this is why they fight it. But back to what I'm saying. They go to the crossroads. They hire these practitioners all over the world in all these various countries that are good at what they do. They may lack integrity. They may be money hungry. They may not have their own personal, because not every practitioner do. Not every practitioner has a code of ethics. Some practitioners is, if you pay me the money. There's your code of ethics, bitch. Oh, shit. Nigga, that's it. If you pay me the money. I don't care if it's a little disabled, little tiny Tim. If you pay me the money, I ain't finna do no due diligence. All I need is their date of birth. And if the date of birth says they're an adult, my whole ass is still gonna do the shit with my retarded ass. That's what they did to my son and me. They did work to curse every area of our life. They sent things to try to bind us to, sacrifice us to entities. This has been done. They've been doing weird shit to both he and I. And for both of us since we were children, since we were babies. Yep, I am aware. Now, but they wanted to look like the child or the person. I'm trying to help the world understand what this actually looks like in real time. So the person would look like either they're just sickly, accident prone, like they have a mental illness. This is going to be fun. Oh, I'm going to have a good time for the rest of my existence until I leave this meat prison trap shit for the last time. They wanted to like the person, it's misfortune. Oh, this is misfortune. This is a generational curse. Then your ass should be cursed, motherfucker. You and your whole lineage, your whole blood, you. If we want to talk generational curses, then it should. This is a curse? Is it? It's a curse in the sense of the colonizations and the abuses and where we went in that, but the way they try to imply it, then a whole lot of people shouldn't be having shit. A whole lot of people should be cross-eyed with no legs. Okay, I'm just gonna keep it on a while, huh? A whole lot of cultures, then, nigga. These whole motherfuckers shouldn't be having shit because they've been corrupt since forever. Now, this is why I'm calling out bullshit on bullshit. But this is what they convince you. This is what they want it to look like. Oh, they were sickly. No, we had people cursing the health and then poisoning us on top of that because the shit wasn't working. They needed to get us close in proximity. This is why they're obsessed with having people rent motel rooms wherever you rent motel rooms. This is why they're obsessed with having people go to these places and see what retarded manager is willing to participate in the bullshit. This is why they're always sending some weird old junkie to follow you around somewhere to chant curses in other dialects, or at least just to fuck with you to make you think they are, because they're operating in ways that people with a normal brain upstairs wouldn't be. This is their obsession. Oh, I'm going to help the world understand whether they want to or not. This is their obsession with getting close to the target, my son and myself, and those that are like us. This is why. Because sometimes it's not happening and working fast enough. They then went to the crossroads. They didn't went or traveled the world in the 7 seas to the top practitioners of all such practitioners, and the shit, bitch, is not working fast enough. Ergo, enter honeypots. Could you get a hold of a toothbrush, their hairbrush, an item? Okay, that's still not working. Okay, then could I have you could you put some substances, bitch? We're gonna poison some motherfuckers so that they ain't dying. Okay, well, at least it'll make them sick. And we'll buy some time. It will amp up the spell work. And if we've managed to do an isolation spell and to get them cornered into some, that will work better because no one will know, no one will see, and this will look like misfortune. And then no one will know my involvement as I take my scallywaggy ass being weird. So the target's health begins to decline, even if they're kind of like my son and I, we have a pretty clean lifestyle. And we are not sickly. I broke out of sickliness when I was a little girl. There was a phase of life, but it changed. I want to say maybe either by the time I got 16, 17, or maybe a little bit after I had my son. It changed. And he wasn't sickly either. After he got to a certain age and phase, he was not sickly anymore. Like, we outgrew a lot of things. It wasn't like that. He had perfect teeth. He didn't have none of those things. When people start doing, it ain't just about life and diet and things like that. Sometimes, I'm trying to tell you, then they start giving you accursed objects. The honeypots. Honeypots are family, friends, lovers, anybody seeming to help you, but giving you cursed items and you don't know it. So since you don't know, now I'm assuming most shit. So I'm doing energy work on shit constantly because I don't trust nothing or nobody. I realize that humans are easily purchased, and even when they're not purchased, that sometimes they're being used even if unbeknownst to them. They're being used. So since I'm aware of that, it's like, yeah, what's on this? Well, what's attached to it, bitch? What they put on this shit, bitch? They what? What do they do? What do they pray over it? Because they take advantage of scarcity. They create the scarcity, and then they take advantage of it. Okay? So that they get to look like heroes, they being the people. And when you talk about family, these are the people who were jealous of you possibly your whole life, and it was hidden. Whether that's your mother, father, and this is unfortunate, but humans need to catch up that is a thing. And it takes some of these folks in some pretty dark places and spaces. Because they don't deal with it. To them, dealing with it is hexing you so that they can look like the winner they always wanted to look like. And so that you could look like the scatterbrain schizo they have always been. So they do energy work on the target to fuck with their energies, right? Since the world don't know about that, then the world is going to simply believe that, oh, then maybe it is. So, they don't know that there's professional grade, consistent root works being done on top of being fed poisonous, contaminated things. Sprinkling shit in dwellings, corrupt landlords, property owners, their retarded ass staff. I just had somebody come up to the room, knowing full well we haven't checked out, claiming some rando lady that ain't never came to this room. This whole role, cause maybe she knew, I'll be the devil's advocate. Maybe she a new hoe, okay? Cause this role, you don't even deal. They don't even housekeep this role and shit. If it ain't, it's on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays for this role. She came, knocked on the door, and opened it, saying that somebody told her there was nobody in this room. I'm like, okay, that kind of shit to fuck with you. Now, since 80-20, there's 20% chance that it was an innocent, okay? There is a 20% chance that she's new. And it was just so happened to be when I went on live. I pay attention to patterns. Did somebody seem to call me right as I end a live? I do. And I track it. That's why I say people tell you whether they think they know they telling you or not. They tell on themselves whether they be knowing they're telling on you or not. And it ain't about how nice they act with you. It's not about how concerned they act. They tell on themselves. So now follow. This is why they have to do this stuff. When the target is not dying within the timetable, or the tragedy is not having the weight and the capacities that they wanted it to have, they have to then employ this type of stuff that they've been doing to me and my son. One, they want to try to make you feel like you can't go anywhere so that you can be bunkered up somewhere so their retarded ass practitioners can do shit that they have to come in a room and be weird and walk around and drive around and sit in their cars and sprinkle shit. They do sleep spells, fatigue, all those things. These are the things they do because they want it to look like the target is lazy. They know people are ignorant. They know. Like they're lazy. They're lazy. They just want to sit up and do videos all day. Yeah, and they just want to sit up and stalk bitches all day. And call it a job. Call it work.
gotta go, huh, Mom?
Mm-hmm. We fencing too. After I do this here. This is why they're obsessed with infiltrating management. I'm gonna help y'all. I'm gonna highlight this. Oh, I'm gonna put big time, bold police lights on this shit because this is very common. Because they need to get to the dwelling spaces where targets have to lay their head, where they're vulnerable. They need access to that. So they come in to purchase the managers or the owners and their staff. Is it a federal offense? It is, but that does not matter when you're dealing with corruption. To hide things under the guise of business function. Oh, this is a routine maintenance procedure. Oh, this is routine uh, landscaping procedures. Oh, this is routine, you know, uh, cleaning service. This is routine. You see that? Because that's how they're doing it under everyone's nose. It's too obvious if it's a breaking and entering. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out that was illegal. They also do that so that the target could look again. Once again, it's about getting what they want done while simultaneously making it seem like it's something wrong with the target. They're paranoid. We were just doing this is what do you, and they got the nerve to try to act proper and shit. um er. These are our routine procedures and schedule. That's a part of the industry. That's a part of the biz and what we do here. We have to, inspect and we have to shit we create. We make the electricity sockets go out so we they're paranoid, they're crazy. Nobody's gonna We're just doing our jobs. I'm just doing my job. I'm maintenance. Mhm. This is an inspection. It's our job to inspect whether or not the client there, preferably they're not, so we can be weird. Ooh, I'm gonna blow the water out. I'm gonna knock this shit out the park.
Excuse me?
Yes, I am. I'm gonna fuck some shit up. I'm gonna fuck some shit up. I'm fucking some shit up. Because I'm not gonna just expose I'm doing something. They got a slow game and so do I. They wanted to make it seem like my son and I, it was just some kind of tragedy, misfortune. That's why some of their asses be having accidents, sliding and flipping and shitting out. I would have got the clue the first time weird shit started happening to my children. My ass would have woke the fuck up real fast. Bitch, you dumbass went over there and told the hoe to do a ritual to cause an accident, and your retarded ass kids is having accidents.
Really?
I'm not the sharpest pencil in the pencil box, but even I would have put those two and two together. Even I would have been able to track it. You see it? I went to the Caribbean and I paid with the money that I got from whoring. With my Black Widow energy, and the nigga died, and then I stole some more shit. I took my ass over to the Caribbean on a vacation and to get my updated ass job. And I come back from the Caribbean and my children, I sent something to someone else's child. I wanted accidents and tragedy for this person's child. I want this person to lose their child. But I can't say that because it's not a good look. I'm a good, clean, wholesome Christian, and so I have to look like I love them. So this is a way I can keep my hands clean, and it looks like it was just a tragedy. And I come home, and within weeks, there's a series of unfortunate events. I wonder why that happened. Because see, me and my son was having effects of things. There were several events that was happening. We kept getting into these near-death experiences and near, you know, crazy stuff. Like we're on the bus and, out of nowhere, it's like somebody just came jetting out and everybody like screamed and stuff. Like we got some crazy stories. This was the spell work. We're like, what the hell? We look like, what the hell? This person, what? Crazy, unexplainable. Kept happening. Shit kept happening. One time I was going to the mall and my feet, something started happening. You know, me taking shit into account like health and diet and stuff. It's like, okay, because that's always plausible. But like I said, in those times I was otherwise in good health. I've never been into recreational drugs and alcohol. That don't make me better. That's just saying I'm giving you, when you're dealing with somebody that has lived a clean life. And when I say clean, I'm not talking about prudy, highfalutin clean. I'm saying you're not out there like that. That's all I'm saying. I went to the mall. This is all when I was in Nevada, because when they started doing this major root work, they was doing some prior, and this is where it got amped up once they had access to us. This is where I tracked everything going south the moment I started fucking with my family. And it is what it is, whether people want to hear this or not. It was better when I wasn't dealing with them, even though shit was happening. It was some shit happening, But it wasn't to the same magnitude because I wasn't even dealing with them. They didn't have that same proximity. They didn't have that access. Follow me. To your personal shit, your toothbrush shit, the shit you're eating in the refrigerator. These hoes nuts. Crazy as hell. Crazy. But good at performing. That I'll give to those that I grew up with. I don't call them family no more. In some cases, I don't even know. And this is the saddest statement I'll ever make. But just all things, full disclosure, I don't even know. We got to wake up to the fact that we were just born and motherfuckers, the whole told us we was who we was, bitch. But we don't know, no, 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 no. Especially if you're older. When it was real easy to be fraudulent, bitch. Nowadays, shit, you know, it still can be done, but it's harder. It's too many damn cameras. It's too much. People got iPhones, iPads in the birthing room. It is too much. In a day, swappy, switchy, root shit, easy the fuck to do. And had a piece of paper and said, tell them this bitch that, you know. And we just take it for face value. And we acclimate to these environments, even as far as looking like it. And that's, they call it, is that anthropology? Or I don't know the real study of it exactly, but it's something to do with how it happens with the animal kingdom. It even happens when people are together for a long time. And you say stuff like they look alike or they look similar or stuff. Uh-huh. Just like when women end up in an environment or a household together, that's all still having their menstrual for whatever weird and odd reason. Sometimes they'll end up sinking. Can we explain that, huh? That type of thing. Some of us don't even know who we are. We don't know for sure. But back to what I'm saying. People be lying. Shit. If they can't tell the truth about the basic, nigga, you gotta threaten their life to make them be honest about stealing a Monopoly game. If you gotta fucking threaten to put them in jail to tell the truth about using your social security number, they sure ain't finna tell the truth about getting no root work done. These are people who will act like they're over it. They wish people the best. They're healed. They turned it over to the Lord. But secretly doing all these things on me and my son the entire time. My family sold me out for a famous person before they were famous. They never thought I would live to know. They never thought I would ever find out, and I did. I was a kid. They listen to me. I was a kid. I was an 18, 19-year-old girl. That's a kid. with my little boy, who I was already starting to suspect stuff was going on. Hell, they're in here playing in his energy now. And I'm going to make these suckers hate that they own this earth. Playing with my son.
Oh, really,
Perverted motherfuckers. Bunch of pervs. Weird ass. They needed to look like I and my son, much like every other target. And we see this in Hollywood. We see this in everything. They needed to look like people are suicidal. Don't play like you don't know what I'm talking about. They'll construct some fake ass suicide note. They'll put some shit, pump some shit in somebody's system. All sorts of things. They want this to look like misfortune. They want me to have some kind of a nervous breakdown by way of this continual harassment, because they are still stalking and harassing me and my son. So they're hoping that either a combination of this root work that they have been doing throughout the country and around the world, the MK Ultra shit, that all these combos are going to give them the result. And I'm going to tell you what it is going to give them. I'm going to give you the end result. The end result is I take them. That's the end. The end result, through its ups and downs and chaos and all the bloody gore of it, the end is I transcend. My subconscious gets unprogrammed and reprogrammed. I evoke and execute proper justice. Regarding every violation to my son. And me. Harvesting our energy, evoking emotions out of us through their torture for energy. They regret it. The end of the story of that is they regret it because it's causing their death. It's causing their unaliving, and it's causing their misfortune, and it's causing their poverty. It's causing their public exposure and humiliation. It's causing all shit to come full throttle to light and surface for the whole world to know who and what the fuck they are. They needed to look like misfortune. They needed to look like an accident. They needed to look like wrong place, wrong time, when they paid somebody to do something. And one of the things that they do is try to affect the target's vibration. This is why they're always trying to irritate us. This is why they're always sending, like I said, 3-year-olds in 1,000-year-old bodies to be childish. The things that have been happening to me and my son is no accident. It's not just life. It's not misfortune. It's not because there's something wrong with us. It's not some kind of curse in a sense of, it's just something to do with what we are receiving because what some bad stuff our ancestors did. Bad stuff was done to our ancestors. So the curse should be on the ones who did it. The ancestors that are unconscious and anti-conscious and colonized, you know what I'm saying, that turn into, if they don't get reharvested in a meat suit, then they turn into some kind of disembodied archelyte. Because they're still colonized. What's happening to me and my son right now is no accident. I, in California, still cannot do simple things like walk to the store without them sending a weirdo and several weirdos to try to fuck with me. I can't go to behavioral health, to a mental health facility for therapy without them sending some of their weirdos. I can't go to the 99-cent store. We can't even go outside of the motel room without them sending one of their paid actors and actresses that they gave them a hotel voucher, a Walmart gift card, or some kind of spiff to illegally surveil and report about me and my son's movement. Because that's a felony. I have not been charged with anything. I have not done anything to be charged for. If there's any investigation, it's an illegal one. I have not been provided any kind of due process ever in terms of whatever cockamamie shit that any of the corruption is trying to concoct. So the activities that they have these people participating in is a federal offense. Watch lists without due process is a federal offense, especially on a U.S. citizen. They're still tapping my phone calls. They're tapping devices. They go to these places because they watch where you go to buy shit. They were sitting right outside of the place when I went and purchased the phone. I'm not stupid. We can't do normal stuff. And humans, you all take for granted out there. I was just telling somebody this today. You all take for granted the luxuries that you have. You may have your problems, and I give you honor and respect, and I will not downplay your life and any struggle and that you're dealing with. But there's something that you've had for so very long that you take it for granted. And that is your human and civil rights and privacy. That is, you're not being surveilled and stalked and intruded upon by people that are behaving like they have a mental problem. Because that's how these people are behaving. They are behaving like they have the mental problem. You all take for granted the comforts that you have to be able to get up and take a jog, to walk to a store or drive to the store or go to the gym without being followed and people acting like they're mentally ill, doing weird things to you. That is what my son and I and those that are like us are experiencing. And it's intentional. It's to keep the target in hypervigilance. They're trying to create burnout. And they are manifesting burnout on them. Especially if you're a bitch like me, you're evoking something. It's like, yeah, very well. I bet you they fry their brain before mine. That's what they get. Because they're doing this, all this excessive, you got to be watchful because they sending crackheads, meth heads, ex-cons, Lulu, Linda, Lemon Linda with her crooked ass. And Shanae and Baquisha. And Chiquita and everybody else, Meredith. Yeah, I'm hitting all cylinders. I'm going to hit all cultures because they are employing all cultures. Is to steal the attention and focus. They want loose. They want in motion. Emotion. The feed. The parasitic. And until the world get their head out their ass, get their head out of religion, get their heads out of the convenient comforts of ignorance, we continue to be fooled. So I have to go now. Got to clean our energy up. But this is what we're dealing with. And I'm reporting. At first I was going to wait, but I'm not. I already did it last night. And I'm going to continue to. I'm going to continue to, at my disposal, taking pictures, recording, making a log, and then refocusing. It's a balancing act. But I wasn't going to say nothing. So everywhere me and my son land, I will be telling owners, managers, staff, all these organizations and resources I will be, and I'll be making note that I told them because I'm going to have them held accountable. Correct. I'm going to have them held accountable. This is why I'm doing it. It's like, told you. Told you from the jump. And if some people, because I saw some weird activity happen here at this particular motel a few days ago, I was like, what the hell, bitch? I was like, is this a sting operation, bitch, going on over here and shit? One time, sweating his tiptoeing and shit. I was like, what kind of shit? I ended up going outside and being nosy. Because I was like, what are they doing creeping up with the stairs? Bitch? Ooh, let's walk upstairs with our guns. You know. So I was nosy. I was like, let me go and put my towel on my head so I won't go out with my do-rag on. I put my towel on. I was like, ah. And I creeped my ass. I was like, I'm going to go over there. I'm going to find out. But I had to move in a certain way because I'm like, if something, I didn't know if there was actually literally something. So I'm like, okay, you ain't trying to get caught in crossfire, bitch. What the fuck? So, but I saw a lady, I think she was an investigator cop or something. And since I happened to see her come out, I was like, shit, let me just say, I was like, are we okay? Like, what's going on? You know? But see, I'm paying attention to everything. Mm-hmm. So here's where I'm going with that. I'm going to help the world see this whether they want to see it or not. If some Joe Schmo, some Ken doll or some Barbie come in there with their veneers and a badge telling you you need to be a brisk on law so that way you know how to approach a thing of which you're possibly dealing with. My son and I have not been charged with anything, neither should we be. We are not fugitives. We're not terrorists. We haven't been given any kind of notice whatsoever at all at any point about any such questions or investigations, which isn't a violation. It's a violation to due process in America. Period. So if someone approaches you creepy, seeming to show up wherever I show up, talking about I'm under investigation, they're employing you to commit felony. You and your staff. If I am on a watch list, I am illegally on it. Because there is a thing called due process. Now, I'm going to also say this. If because of the type of content that I create, they call themselves doing that, then most of the entertainment industry needs to be put on a watch list. If that's the excuse that is being used. Every rapper should be on the watch list then. Every entertainer, every comedian, everybody who use their creativity and they have any kind of violence in that whatsoever, or any kind of disrespect or maybe borderline content whatsoever, then as a byproduct, if that's what we're going to call this, then they should be being put on a watch list. If that's what we're doing now. It should be considered anti-patriotism then. And they all should be put on a watch list. It's a crock of shit. It's bogus. I haven't done anything wrong. We are not criminals. It is criminals that trying to cover up their criminality, which is why they're coming in with their fake folders, telling some of you that I'm someone that you need to watch. They're getting you to commit felony because you have no business with surveilling me. Outside of normal standard shit. You know, you go to a business, they have cameras, you know what I'm saying? But the conduct, reporting, watching my movement, that's illegal. And if you're taking bribes and money and offers and spiffs, you're double committing a felony. I don't care what they look like and what they show you in a folder either. And if I approach any of you, I'm going to say this for the record because it's something I'm going to start doing. And I'm going to put it on file. If I ask any of you out there that I ever end up coming in contact with to do business with, whether it's government, resources, apartments, homes, and I ask you, have someone contacted you claiming I'm under investigation or asking you to do any such thing, have someone contacted you, a family, a relative, whomever, and you say no, now you're creating another case against you. Because if somebody tells you that they're a victim of harassment, stalking, domestic violence, none of you should be talking to my relatives or any of their hitchmen. These people have obsessions that they need to be studied for. Deal with me as an adult. And if you want full disclosure from me, it'll serve you to give me full disclosure.